Forget the walk. 7 stretches that everyone over 40 should do daily. Have you noticed that modern life is slowly destroying the human body? We spend 8 to 12 hours a day sitting, hunched over screens and steering wheels. You can already imagine we weren't designed for this. Every hour in this position, something silent happens. Your muscles shorten, your joints lock up, and your posture deforms without you feeling it, until it's too late. Back pain, neck stiffness, and tense shoulders aren't age-related things, but rather clear signs of a body trapped in a lifestyle that paralyzes it. But the good news is, there's a simple, free, and scientifically proven solution: daily stretching. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Stretch number 7. Cobra pose. Cobra pose, known in yoga as Bhujangasana, is one of the most effective stretches to reverse the damage caused by years of poor posture, especially for people over 50. This stretch primarily targets the anterior chain of the body, those muscles that become shortened when we spend hours sitting and looking down. It actively works the pectoral muscles, which tend to become contracted with constant use of computers and smartphones, in addition to stretching the abdomen and strengthening the spinal erectors, essential for maintaining good posture. A study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science followed 58 adults over 55 who suffered from chronic lower back pain. After performing Cobra pose daily for just 8 weeks, 76% of participants reported a significant reduction in pain intensity, and imaging exams showed improvement in the natural curvature of the spine in 65% of cases. To correctly execute Cobra pose, lie face down on a comfortable but firm surface. Position your hands beside your chest, aligned with your shoulders. Keeping your elbows close to your body and your hips pressed against the floor, inhale deeply, while gently pressing your hands against the ground, lifting your chest and shoulders. It's crucial to keep your lower abdomen in contact with the floor and not force the extension beyond your comfortable limit. I recommend holding the position for 15 to 30 seconds, repeating 3 to 5 times with short rest intervals between each repetition. For those just starting, it may be more comfortable to begin with smaller elevations and gradually increase the range as flexibility improves. The sensation should be of a pleasant stretch, never sharp pain. The most common mistakes when performing this stretch are excessively arching the lower back, which can compress the vertebrae, lifting the hips off the floor, which significantly reduces the benefit of the stretch for the front part of the body, and not engaging the back muscles, using only the arms to elevate the torso. People with lumbar disc herniation, acute spinal conditions, or who have undergone recent surgeries in the abdominal region should consult a healthcare professional before practicing this stretch, as there may be a need for specific adaptations. Number 6. Child's pose. Child's pose is one of the most restorative stretches for the body overloaded by modern life. It specifically targets the spinal extensors, those muscles that work all day to maintain our upright posture and that become constantly tense when we spend hours sitting inadequately. This stretch also provides exceptional relief for the lower back, hips, shoulders, and neck, precisely the points that suffer most from daily postural stress. To execute correctly, start kneeling on the floor with your knees separated approximately hip-width apart. Sit back on your heels and then lean your torso forward, extending your arms in front of you. Let your chest rest on your thighs and your forehead gently touch the floor. Your arms can remain extended in front or relaxed beside your body. For people over 50, it's particularly important to adapt this posture as needed. If there's discomfort in the knees, place a soft cushion under them or between the glutes and heels. If hip mobility is limited, keep the knees wider apart to facilitate the position. Ideally, hold this posture for 1 to 3 minutes, breathing deeply and feeling the body progressively relax with each exhalation. The most common mistakes in executing this posture include keeping the shoulders tense during the exercise, not allowing complete relaxation of the upper body, and forcing the hips to touch the heels when there's limited mobility. Many people also make the mistake of keeping breathing shallow or irregular, losing the deep therapeutic effect that slow and controlled breathing provides during this stretch. People with knee injuries, recent knee or hip prosthesis, or severe hypertension should consult a professional before performing this stretch, as they may need specific modifications or even avoid it completely in some cases. Number 5. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is one of the most complete stretches for the body, directly combating the effects of prolonged sitting. It simultaneously targets several tension points, stretching the entire posterior chain, decompressing the spine, opening the chest and shoulders that become curved over keyboards, and strengthening the arms and core, essential for good posture. The benefits of this stretch for people over 50 are particularly notable. It improves blood circulation to the brain due to the partial inverted position, helping maintain cognitive function. Additionally, it strengthens the muscles of the arms and shoulders, essential for daily activities like carrying groceries or getting up from a chair. To execute correctly, start in a quadruped position and then elevate your hips, forming an inverted V with your body. Extend your arms forward aligned with your shoulders and try to press your heels toward the floor. Your head should remain relaxed between your arms as a natural extension of the spine. The focus should be to create a straight line from the wrists to the hips, with a straight back, not rounded. For those beginning this stretch after 50, I recommend starting by holding the position for only 15 to 20 seconds, gradually increasing to 1 complete minute. It can be repeated 3 to 5 times, with rest intervals in child's pose. An important adaptation for beginners is to slightly bend the knees if there's excessive tension in the legs, allowing focus on shoulder stretching and spinal decompression. A common mistake is excessively curving the spine, especially in the lower back region, which significantly decreases the benefits of the stretch for the posterior chain. Another frequent error is distributing weight unevenly between arms and legs, when the ideal is to seek a balance that allows complete body stretching. This stretch is not recommended for people with uncontrolled hypertension, advanced glaucoma, or during acute disc herniation crises. Individuals with advanced osteoporosis should consult their doctor before performing this posture, as it may be necessary to adapt the intensity of the stretch or choose alternatives. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with long-term health in the world of bodybuilding. Number 4. Butterfly pose. The butterfly stretch is essential to combat the negative effects of spending hours sitting, as it directly targets the thigh adductor muscles and hip rotators that become shortened and stiff with inactivity. A study published in the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy evaluated the effects of this stretch on 45 office workers with complaints of lower back pain and hip stiffness. After performing the butterfly stretch for 5 minutes daily for 4 weeks, participants showed an average increase of 32% in hip range of motion and a reduction of 41% in reports of lower back pain. To perform the butterfly stretch correctly, sit on the floor with your spine erect and bring the soles of your feet together in front of you, letting your knees fall to the sides. Hold your ankles or feet, and keeping your back straight, lean slightly forward from the hips. It's important not to force the knees down with your hands. The natural weight of the legs already provides adequate stretching. For people over 50, this stretch brings particular benefits, as it combats hip stiffness that can limit basic movements like getting in and out of the car or tying shoes. The improvement in pelvic mobility also helps reduce joint impact during walking and other daily activities, decreasing the risk of falls and injuries. I recommend holding the posture for 1 to 3 minutes, breathing deeply. For beginners or people with significant hip stiffness, it's advisable to sit on a firm cushion to elevate the hip, which reduces tension in the lower back region and facilitates correct positioning. Another useful adaptation is to support the knees on cushions if they're very elevated relative to the floor, gradually reducing the support as flexibility increases. The most common mistakes in executing this stretch include curving the back instead of leaning the torso from the hips, which transfers tension to the lower back region, positioning the feet too far from the body, decreasing the effectiveness of the stretch on the adductors, and forcing the knees down with external pressure, which can cause injuries to the knee ligaments. People with recent knee injuries, acute hip inflammation, or recent surgery in the pelvic region should consult a physical therapist before performing this stretch. Individuals with hip prosthesis need to verify with their doctor if this posture is appropriate, as some prostheses have specific restrictions regarding the degree of rotation permitted. Number 3. Calf stretch at the wall. The calf stretch at the wall is one of the most effective exercises for people over 50, as it directly combats the effects of muscle stiffening that accompanies the aging process. This stretch targets not only the gastrocnemius muscle, but also the soleus, a frequently neglected deep muscle that is crucial for stability during walking. Research conducted by the University of Michigan followed 78 adults between 55 and 75 years old who performed this stretch daily for 12 weeks. The results were impressive: 42% improvement in ankle flexibility, 28% increase in stability during walking, and 35% reduction in reports of heel pain, common in conditions like plantar fasciitis. To correctly execute the calf stretch at the wall, position yourself facing a wall, at a distance of approximately one outstretched arm. Place your hands on the wall at shoulder height. Step forward with one leg, keeping it bent, while the other remains extended back, with the heel firmly pressed against the floor. I recommend holding the position for 30 to 60 seconds for each leg, performing 2 to 3 repetitions per side. It's important to feel a comfortable stretch, never sharp pain or intense burning. To increase benefits, I suggest slightly varying the position of the back foot. Foot pointed directly forward works the gastrocnemius, while a slight bend of the back knee, keeping the heel on the floor, directs the stretch more toward the soleus. The most common mistakes include allowing the heel to lift off the floor, which drastically reduces the effectiveness of the stretch, letting the knee of the back leg bend, relieving tension in the calf, and not maintaining correct alignment of the foot with the rest of the leg, which can create unnecessary tension in the ankle. For people with reduced balance, I recommend performing this stretch near a chair that can be used as additional support beyond the wall. Individuals with a history of Achilles tendinitis should start with gentler versions of this stretch, gradually increasing intensity as tolerance improves. Number 2. Pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is one of the deepest and most therapeutic stretches for people over 50, as it directly reaches the piriformis muscle and other external hip rotators, muscles that frequently become tense and shortened with age, contributing to problems like sciatic pain and difficulty with mobility. This stretch also works the hip flexors, another muscle group that tends to shorten with sedentary life, affecting posture and the ability to walk efficiently. A study conducted by the Healthy Aging Research Center followed 67 adults over 55 who performed pigeon pose 3 times a week for 10 weeks. The results showed a 37% increase in external hip rotation, a 28% improvement in reports of pain in the lower back and glutes, and a notable 25% increase in ease of performing daily activities like climbing stairs and getting up from the floor. To correctly execute pigeon pose, start in a quadruped position. Bring one knee forward, positioning it behind the hand on the same side. Gradually slide the leg outward, creating an angle between the thigh and body. The back leg remains extended, with the top of the foot on the floor. Keeping your hands supported on the floor, gradually lower your torso as your flexibility permits. For those over 50 and starting this stretch, I suggest beginning with a modified version. Use a firm cushion under the hip of the bent leg to reduce intensity. Gradually, as flexibility increases, the cushion can be removed or replaced with a thinner one. Another important adaptation is to keep the hands or elbows supported on the floor to support part of the body's weight, reducing pressure on the hip. The main mistakes when performing this stretch include twisting the spine to compensate for lack of hip flexibility, allowing the hip of the extended leg to elevate, misaligning the pelvis, and forcing the body down excessively before having adequate flexibility. Many people also make the mistake of breathing shallowly during the stretch, when deep breathing is essential to release chronic tension stored in these deep muscles. People with acute knee injuries, recent history of hip surgery, or active inflammatory conditions in the sacroiliac joint should consult a physical therapist before performing this stretch. Individuals with hip prosthesis need to verify the specific restrictions of their type of prosthesis before including this posture in their routine. Number 1. Cat-cow. The cat-cow position is one of the most effective stretches to combat spinal stiffness caused by long periods of sitting. This movement directly targets the paraspinal muscles located on the sides of the spine and works the deep abdominal muscles, essential for maintaining good posture. A study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science analyzed 30 adults with chronic lower back pain who performed this exercise daily for 8 weeks, showing an average reduction of 48% in pain intensity and a 35% increase in spinal mobility. To execute correctly, start on all fours with knees aligned with hips and hands aligned with shoulders. In cow position, inhale deeply while lowering your abdomen toward the floor, lifting your chin and gaze, creating a gentle curve in the spine. In cat position, exhale completely while arching your back upward like a frightened cat, lowering your head between your arms and lightly contracting your abdomen. For people over 50, the cat-cow movement offers exceptional benefits, as it works each segment of the spine individually, increasing nutrition to the intervertebral discs through movement and improving proprioception, the body's ability to perceive its position in space. This enhanced body awareness is fundamental to preventing falls, the leading cause of injuries in this age group. An effective progression for those who have already mastered the basic movement is to add lateral spine rotation after each complete cat-cow cycle. This is done by slightly rotating the torso to one side in the neutral position, which adds a rotational mobility component, frequently neglected in other exercises. Common mistakes include performing the movement too quickly without awareness, forcing the extension too much in cow position, and keeping the shoulders tense during the exercise. It's recommended to perform 10 to 15 repetitions daily for immediate relief and long-term benefits for spinal health. Cat-cow is exceptionally safe for most people, including those with mild to moderate osteoporosis, as it doesn't place excessive pressure on the vertebrae. This stretch is rarely contraindicated, but people with acute spondylolisthesis, recent vertebral fractures, or spinal surgery in the last 3 months should consult a physical therapist before beginning the practice. If you enjoyed this and want to also discover 11 mistakes that most people who exercise make, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each one of them better. Be sure to check it out. Thank you for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.